Woohoo! I made it! Welcome to ArtFoamies Fun Friday. It's me, KP. I'm here in my studio, and we're here for a June, is it the 9th? Yes, June 9th, ArtFoamies Fun Friday. Oh, thank you, honey. So, yes, I'm drinking coffee, and we're going to get makey. Thanks for being here. Let me say hello to all my friends. Oh, my gosh. Quite a group. Rini! Oh, my gosh. Nice to see you. Sherry's here. Megan, Bernadette. Oh, who else? Who am I missing? Catherine, Cecilia, Cindy. I hope you're feeling well, and I need to catch up with you soon. Pam is here. Dee from East Texas. Hello. Roberta is here. Linda Finney. Karen is here. Carmen, Patty, and she's going to say, please don't forget to like and share this video. Thanks for that. Joni is here. Donna, Nancy Gray. Oh my gosh, Ellen. All right. So welcome to ArtFoamies Fun Friday. Puffer is here in the house. Thanks for coming. We have more Frida Fiesta. I hope you've been really enjoying it. I am just bowled over at how many people love and are inspired by Frida, and how many of you all have been just, very supportive of our Frida pop-up shop. So thanks for that. And I want to thank all of the artists, all of the contributing artists for their beautiful contribution to this collaboration. Okay, I'm going to just read off my list here so I don't forget anybody. Keisha Devney, who actually this entire Frida Fiesta was her idea, and I thank her for that, because she is definitely my creative soul sister, and she is the one who said, hey, Frida's 106th birthday is on July 6th. We should do something to celebrate and collaborate. So here we are. We have Keisha, Megan Quinlan, Joni Hallmark, Robin McClendon, Sarah Matthews, Danita Art. So I hope that you all do follow Danita. It's a little bit different with Danita because she is not an art, like she has not created ArtFoamies before. So I have to give her a special thank you and shout out, because I have been following her for many years, and I love her art. And I was so excited today. I hope, again, that you're all following her now. If you weren't already, she did a little unboxing and sharing of her ArtFoamies, so that was really exciting. So thank you, Danita. Elizabeth St. Hilaire, and she has been doing all sorts of great, sharing videos and projects with her ArtFoamie. And Sandra Evertson. So thank you again to all of these wonderful artists for their, again, contribution. And I love how much you all love the stamps. So Claire, welcome. I'm going to turn the camera around. You got me today. I admittedly am a mess because I worked, I don't know how many of you know, I work, I started about a month ago working on a farm a day or two a week. And so I worked this morning on the farm. I love it. It's amazing. I'm learning so much. And it's a vegetable farm, produce farm. And so I've been only going once a week, but I like to go twice a week if I can, just to get my vitamin D and to get my hands and my feet or whatever, in the dirt. And like I said, learn, because I've never really been around that. I've never been an outdoor girl. I've always been, drawing and doing puzzles and reading books, an indoor person. So this is something completely new for me. So that's what I was doing this morning. And then again, I want to remind you before we turn the camera around and start getting makey, that next week there is no ArtFoamies Fun Friday, and there is no after party. My middle daughter is having a surgery on Wednesday. It's a pretty, it's double jaw surgery. So it's something that we're going to have to help her as a family to recover. And so next week is like pretty much out for me. So I just wanted to remind you to please continue to check out ArtFoamies though, and watch for the newsletter and for anything. We're trying to get a little bit ahead. So we will have some new things. Yes, no, the pop-up shop. Now I'm going to switch gears. Puffer asked about the pop-up shop. And the pop-up shop is going to run through June 30th. Okay. And then that way you have a chance to make sure that you have whatever ArtFoamies that you want or need, right? Before July 6th, which is the Zoom, and it's her birthday. So be watching for more details, okay? I will keep you updated. That's going to be in the newsletter. Make sure you are. Make sure you're. I'm sorry, I shouldn't read the comments while I'm talking. Because anyway, make sure that you're signed up for our newsletter, and follow along. And please don't stop shopping. We still need your support. Even if we're not here for a week. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, AG. And I'm so sorry. I'm not sure who AG is again. You'll have to remind me. I know I should know, but my brain is goes somewhere else half the time. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to get makey. We're going to do more Frida stuff. I'm going to have a show and tell of all of the fun Frida stuff that I've been showing and sharing. So come on, I'm going to turn the camera around, and I got to fix the lights. So bear with me for a moment, okay? Now on my table, you will see the Frida and Diego from Joni Hallmark's set. And I did stamp this on white shrink plastic. Okay, and I used black gesso. I let it dry, and actually to be honest, I did use my blow dryer. You can use your blow dryer if it's on a cool setting. So I went ahead, I stamped my Frida and Diego on white shrink plastic using black gesso, and I dried it using my blow dryer on a low setting. And keeping in mind that I did leave a little tab at the top, okay, enough to punch a hole through. All right, so we're going to do that. A kitty just tried to climb on my leg. This is Mouse, although we now call him Moose because he's the size of a cat. I wish I could show you his cute little face, but I wish that he would not try to climb my leg while I'm live streaming. That would be great. All right, I'm going to stop. I'm going to take a breath and a sip of coffee, and I'm going to say hello. Oh, Amy, I'm so sorry. I know I should know. Maxie is here. Cindy, thank you so much. Sherry, oh my gosh, your birthday's on the 5th. You'll have to definitely come celebrate with us. So Carmen says, I have a number of favorite Frida stamps, but Joni's are magnificent. Yes, they are. And this little guy doesn't want to get off my lap, but I'm sure as soon as I start the heat tool, he's going to go running. So let me go over here 1 second and give him some wet cat food. And maybe he'll leave me alone. Okay, have at it, guys. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I even had Mr. Moon come in and feed the cats before I started, so they wouldn't do that, but he only gave them dry, so he needed some wet food. What can I say? I am tired. If I showed you a picture of my legs right now, they definitely look like cat lady legs. They definitely look like I just rescued 3 kittens. They're quite torn up, but they mostly stopped doing that now that they've gotten a little bit bigger. But anyway, I don't want it to keep happening. So, all right. Where were we? We're on ArtFoamies Fun. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take my heat tool. Okay. And I'm going to, the other thing I kind of want to have handy, I'm going to, oh goodness. Well, I'm going to put this down here. I like to usually have like a wood mount, like a piece of wood, which I usually keep close by, but honestly, I'm not seeing one right here. So let me just get my biggest wood stamp here. I'll just use this one. Sometimes I like to have a piece of wood or something really flat, and this is nice because it doesn't conduct heat. That way I can smash it or flatten it if I need to. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put this on my little piece of marble, only because I don't want the heat to get through here to the table. Okay, so the other thing that you can do, keep handy, is like a chopstick or something like that. And I'm going to use, again, you can use your oven, however you use your your shrink plastic is great, okay? So I'm going to just use my heat tool. It will curl up on itself. And I do hate when that happens. And I will tell you, I find the white to be kind of the most unruly. It happens sometimes, but I'm just going to keep playing with it and hope for the best, okay? And sometimes people will have better luck in the oven also. And just be aware, okay? It can be a little tricky. This definitely is hot, but it can, you know, it can work itself out. You saw how the head sort of came apart from each other. I'm going to keep heating it, but I don't want to fry it. I don't want to burn it, so just trying to move that around. See if it still has any flame there. Let me separate this here. So this isn't what you hope for. You do hope that it will unfurl and uncurl from itself. Usually it does. Sometimes you have to just finagle it. And usually it winds up okay. All right, but just, again, be careful if you are using a heat tool. You know, just realize that this is hot plastic and you have to be careful. All right, look, some people have way better success using their oven or toaster oven. Usually this is, you know, fine. It's coming apart a little bit. There we go. Okay. So now I'm just going to continue to heat it, being very, you know, sort of working very gingerly with it. It's still going to continue to flatten a bit. It's getting there. And I will say it's usually not this finicky, okay? Honestly, it's usually a little bit quicker than this. This is sort of a large image for shrink plastic, I think. But somebody, I can't remember who it was the other day, said, I'm so sorry. Let's see. Oh, I've used the wrong side. Oh gosh, Puffer, I did not know that. I didn't know I had a specific side. I've been using shrink plastic for a while, you know, off and on throughout the years, but I don't know a ton about it. I won't lie to you. It's not like I'm a master of it. I just, you know, do what I got to do. So I'm going to keep heating this for a minute and sort of, it's a little bit wavy. I still want to heat it, and then I'll smash it a little bit more. It's not, you know, perfect, but it's okay. And I think it'll be fine once it's, you know, complete and hardened. See, it's still actually even curling a bit, which is funny. Let me turn that over. Get that to go down. So it does still have a little give in there. Now it should flatten pretty nicely. And, you know, that side was a little wonky, so I can sort of use my wood. And like I said, normally I have a plain wood block, but I didn't have it near me, so I'm just using what I have on hand. But do it one more time. And honestly, for all that fuss, it did turn out pretty good. All right, so anyway, the other day, what I started saying, I interrupted myself. Somebody said that Frida and Diego would make fabulous earrings, right? And so agree, and so I had to at least try it. And I thought it would make a great makey for tonight. I promised you all some fun Frida makeys throughout the month. And so I thought, wow, this would be so cute. And, you know, they're a little big, but I would wear these, right? Or if you know, if you don't want it, as if you think they're too large for earrings, then of course, you know, it would make such a fun just charm. You could make it a pendant. You could make it something to go in a journal. So really fun. I think I'm going to make them very bright and colorful, and I think they'll just be fantastic. And I'm going to hope that the Frida's a little bit better. Let's give her a try. And you can see how nicely the gesso lines really darken up. Dee says, I'm learning from the way you are meeting this challenge. Yes, so don't let it scare you, and don't think that it's ruined. Sometimes when I'm doing things live, yes, okay, Catherine, good to know. Everybody read the comments because they're talking about sanding it or not sanding it. I think you could sand it still, especially if you want. So people in the comments are talking about sanding your shrink plastic. You can sand it lightly with like a fine grit, especially if you want it to grab like colored pencils and stuff like that. You don't have to, but generally it's a good idea. I did not sand mine. And again, I wasn't really aware that there was a right or wrong side unless sometimes some of them come pre-sanded or like they have like a rough side. So that, you know, that could. So I used black gesso on a scrap buddy, okay, to apply. I applied paint because I'm going to paint these. I'm not going to use alcohol inks or pencils, okay? I think they look cute in white too. If you just wanted to leave them black and white, super cute and graphic. I would probably paint the backs, especially since this one's a little, you know, a little screwed up. If it was perfect, you know, as far as if it had shrunk fantastically the first time, then it wouldn't have those little ripples. But all right, here I go. Starting to pull away, but sadly what's happening to my little notch that I made, it is pulling and tearing. So that is a good lesson to know about, because I didn't even think about that happening. So my little hole is at the top of her head is kind of messed up, but it still might work, okay? And I got a little shred of plastic on there. Other than that, it was shrinking up great. Right. Other than that happening at the top, it did really well. So I don't know, honestly. I think I can fix that by just melting it again and sort of smushing it. Okay, because I don't need it to be super. It's not very weighty. So as long as that can hold an earring wire, it'll be okay. I just don't want it to look so funky. So I don't really know. I'm going to try to fix it by just smushing that plastic a little bit. Too bad that happened. And I don't know if you saw how nicely that went back together. It kind of worked out. So I think it's going to be okay, and I can rectify those. In fact, I may even paint them black or paint it more like it's a flower. So you won't even really realize that it's, it's an extra little loop there. All right, so again, she isn't actually perfect. She's close though. And I'm super happy with the way that melded back together. All right. It took a little longer than I thought, but there you have it, my friends. Some Frida and Diego earring, or what will be Frida and Diego earrings. I think we will paint these later in the after party. I don't have any earring wires handy. I think they're in my outside studio. So I will finish these off, and I'll get earring wires and look for a picture, over the weekend, okay, on the Instagram and on Facebook or wherever you follow us. I will try to post finished pictures of these. Super excited and absolutely love them. All right. So a couple other things. Like I said, we're going to have a little show and tell. I'm going to show you some of the things I've been making and doing over the past week. Linda, thank you, Ellen. Thank you so much. Rini says you could stamp both sides. Let's see, wait. You could stamp both sides. It's Diego and Frida, then shrink. Do you mean, but they wouldn't be symmetrical, so I don't know how it might. Do you mean stamp Frida on the back, Rini? I'm not sure what you mean. You'll have to tell me. Or maybe, are you getting these? You can make some and show me. Oh, the marble base gets really hot. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably right, Catherine. I should use wood. So Judith Lapato, yes, says, Linda, look up Julie Haymaker. That's where you want to get your shrink plastic from, okay? Yes, Terry Moore, welcome. Yes, so please make sure that you do share Julie Haymaker, with your friends or whoever wants to do shrink plastic, okay? She is the go-to shrink plastic person. All right, so a few things I'm super excited about. I don't know how many of you saw, and I'm so sorry. You have to just forgive me because I don't know how many of you here are on my Patreon or how, where I show so many different things. I can't always keep track. So many moons ago, that I created these little niches. Okay, we started doing the thumbprint niches. I did little niche shadow boxes. All I use is a substrate, like a wooden panel substrate, and I use the back of it and turn it into a shadow box. I created with my friend Gina from gslcuts.com. We created these little covers, okay, and I called them niche frames. And we did a couple different styles. The sort of A-frame house shape and the niche shape, okay? Well, so this has evolved over many moons, okay? I started doing these, oh my goodness, back in like 2013. And then they evolved into, you know, a little bit larger, or just different ways of using the frames, etc., as so many projects do. I look back to my own work as inspiration. And so because I love art foamies, I love making niches and using, using my art foamies. And then especially with the Frida stuff coming up, Gina and I put our heads together again, and we came out with these, we just call them niche frames, okay? And they are now coming in a couple more sizes. So here is one. I used Keisha Devaney's large Frida and animals, her art foamy, to create this piece, and it is on a 6x6. So we are now offering the pieces in 4x4. And when I say 4x4, these, of course, are larger than 4x4, and the opening is smaller. Okay, when you look at them, they are, let me grab my ruler. This smaller size, this is fits on a 4x4 panel. Okay, so you can make your little niches. You can put photographs, you can put dimensional objects, whatever you want inside, and then you can decorate or embellish your frame, paint it, stamp it, stencil it, collage it, whatever you want, and then pop it right on top. And then you have a little shrine. You can hang it. You can set it on a, on a ledge. I absolutely love creating these. I love innovating them, and I love making them. And so we are now offering little sets. They're just called niche frame sets. They do not come with the substrate. They're just the 2 pieces of chipboard in shapes that are, very fun and useful for these kinds of projects. And they fit a lot of, lots and lots and lots of your art foamies, okay? So we have it in the 4-inch. So again, when I say 4 inches, this means that they fit the 4x4 panels, okay? So something like this. They can be, cradled, deep cradled like this, or they can be a little bit shorter, or again, you could even just use it as a frame, okay? So 4x4, but the opening of the 4x4 is only 2x2, okay? And then we have them for the 6-inch panels, okay? So when I say 6x6, it means the larger size, and this opening is 3x3, okay? Again, the outside dimension is 6 inches, and then of course it's not 6x6 because that at the highest point it's actually like 10 inches, but these fit on your 6x6 panels, okay? And the smaller ones fit on the 4x4. All right, so I had to share that with you because of making this special shrine, and I'm not done yet. I'm getting finally close. So for those of you who follow me in Patreon, we worked on, I don't even know. Maybe I worked on this some last ArtFoamies Fun Friday. I can't remember. For those of you who know me, been following me a long time, I've been doing Makeys. Oh my gosh. I've been doing daily heart. Oh my gosh. So a daily live stream 5 days a week for over, gosh, I want to say over 3 years. And then, doing Let's Get Makey. I did that in Moonmail Club. So I don't know. The amount of live streams and Makeys that I've done since 2013. It's a lot. So I don't remember. I can barely remember what I ate for breakfast, much less when I made every Makey, because there's a lot. But anyway, it's recent. And this is the 6x6. Of course, what I love is that many of the art foamies created it, but especially Keisha's fit absolutely perfectly on these shrines. If you look at this, you can see how perfectly that lines up on there, right? Like it was made for it, and it wasn't. I'm happy that it worked out, and then for the 4x4, look at this one. So if you don't have it, I highly recommend it, especially if you want to make anything like this, because again, you can just even use this shrine shape, You don't have, you can use any Frida inside that you like. All right, so that, my friends, are the niche frames now at artfoamies.com. All right. So also, we did this in Patreon. And the reason I'm sharing this with you now is because I do have another little Makey to share with you. But it goes along with something we made in my Patreon for Moonies at the Crescent Moon tier or above, or I'm sorry, I don't know. I can't keep track of those either, but $20 level or above, we made this little bulletin board, and we have Super Sculpey Saturday, one day a month. So I don't know how many of you know this, but my Patreon is, it's a lot about art foamies, but it's not all about art foamies. We do a lot of straight watercolor and, like projects, crafting projects and other, stuff that is not necessarily art foamies, but it's a lot of art foamies. So, I love Super Sculpey, and I love to make little, these are little push pins for my bulletin board. And you can see here, we just covered some push pins, and they're great for the bulletin board. And I made one here. Well, I have a couple others. This one didn't get painted yet, and I wanted to paint that. So I'm not going to paint that here for you tonight, but I'll share more pictures of this. So when you see it, you'll know what it is. All right. So, but I did, out of Super Sculpey, I took the little heart from my Frida silhouette, okay, and I took a little bit of Sculpey clay. Let me grab some here. Little Super Sculpey. Yes, Cindy, I've been sort of reading a little bit of the comments, and I am going to be thinking of you. I did not realize that is it tomorrow already now? And I'm sorry. Also, I have not been on my Discord or really on any social media because my phone is completely broken and I can't get a new one till tomorrow. So I've been without it for 2 days, and honestly, it's been great. But I'll be thinking about you, and please keep us posted, okay? So here, this will be a little bit different, is my Frida silhouette from the Frida collection. Okay, and I have a little bit of Super Sculpey clay. Just wanted to knead it and make it soft. I'm going to roll it into a little bit of a ball, okay? And then I'm going to take two, let's see, where did I put those? I'm going to use a couple of my little acrylic mounts, okay? And I just want to squish that down a bit so that I want it to be smooth, and I want it to be fairly even in thickness, okay? And then I'm just going to, it needs to be a little bit bigger, a little longer. And then I'm just going to press that down into there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use this one. Use my acrylic mount. And I'm going to press it, and I'm going to give it a really good pressing, okay? I want to really mash it down in there so I can get a good impression, all right? And then I'm going to take my X-Acto blade. Excuse me. If I can find it. And I'm just going to cut that right out, right around my shape. All right, and then I'm going to take my pen. I put it on the back, and like similar to the demo that I did the other day. And then bake this in my dedicated oven. You can, manipulate it a little bit if you want to. You can smooth your edges a little bit more. You can also, I chose to sort of round mine just a bit, or, give it more of a little bit of a domed shape. And then I baked it in the oven for the set amount of time. I believe the package says for up to 1/4 inch of thickness, 275 for about 14 minutes or something like that. Okay. Follow the directions exactly on the box, and then when it comes out, it'll be hard enough to, work with. Of course, I already had embedded my push pin, and then I put a coat of watercolor grounds on here because I want to watercolor this. I'm going to try it. Not guarantee. I have not done this way before. I just came to me and I wanted to try it. But if not, I would just paint it with my acrylics, or, you could color pencil it, whatever you want. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to try a little bit of watercolor on this baby just to see how it looks, because I thought it would be kind of cool. Just going to get my regular watercolor palette here. And of course, I do think that for my bulletin board that I just showed you, acrylics would actually look nicer, but this is something I just wanted to give a whirl. Okay, so, and if not, if it doesn't work that well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? So I can, of course, then paint acrylics over it if I don't like it. All right, so I'm going to just... One thing that's kind of cool that I like about, painting on dimensional objects like this is that since it has sort of that recessed, the impressions, it will kind of go, some of the darker colors will catch in there. And I like the way that looks. I think it's going to work out okay. The kind of bad thing about especially doing this for a demo is that it does need to dry a little bit, I think, longer on the watercolor grounds. Sometimes it's not really the same as working on paper, and you really need to let things sort of dry in between, but that's okay. You'll get the idea. It's working out pretty well. So it looks okay. I think painting it with acrylic, at least I could get a little bit more of the detail. So, I could do a mixed media piece too. Let this dry and then even go over it with a little bit of acrylic. Because, it's not going in Smithsonian. So I can do what I want. It's kind of nice having that pin on the back too. You can hold it while you paint. And remember, it's working on that is sort of like watercolor paper in the sense that you still can use your thirsty brush to pull stuff out. And I'm going to go in. Oh, I think I just want a little bit. Oh, Let's do a little bit of darker green here. Brighter, darker green. And then I think with just a little bit, once this dries, if I just put a little bit of some darker values in there in certain spots, that'll really make it pop and it'll look pretty good. It's kind of a fancy little push pin, but that's okay. I'm not going to mess with it anymore for now, but let me go ahead and take off this other little heart, and we'll put her right here on Frida. And I don't know how many of you remember from last week my canvas stickers. So I still haven't taken the plunge and actually, put her down. But you know what? Heck, why don't I just do that? I'm just going to use her because I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't want to stamp her directly on there, but I said, this will be a great way to use one of my canvas stickers. Fancy up my cork board, and it'll be just fine on there. You can stick stuff right through it. And then here is her little heart. And I took a little color out when I pressed it down with the paper towel. So let's reapply a little color there. I added a little Daxazine purple. It's a really strong dark color, but it might be nice back in here a little bit. A little thirsty brush to smush it around a little bit. Something like a little extra smushing. All right, I'm going to let that dry. And again, maybe go back in and put a little detail, but I think it's kind of cute and fun, right? She would have been fun on a wobble. Oh, well, maybe. All right, so a couple other things to share with you. So excited about this. I hope that you all have had a chance to see my Rolodex. I started a special Frida Rolodex box. Okay, I made a Rolodex holder for myself using this acrylic box. Made myself some rails. And I think many of you have already seen this. I think I did share it last week for the opening of our Frida Fiesta. So I'll just go through them again really quickly. This is Sandra Evertson's Frida Fly, Megan Quinlan's Frida with Antlers, Keisha Devaney's Frida with Animals, Danita Art's Young Frida, Robin McClendon's Fiery Heart, Joni Hallmark's Frida in Diego set, Elizabeth St. Hilaire's Calavera, me, KP, with my frame, my, I don't remember what it's called already, but it's a frame, and then the Frida silhouette with heart, and then Sarah Matthews Frida eyebrow font. Okay, so of course, I got to make more Rolodexes, right? So the other thing that I've been working with Gina Hubbard from GSL Cuts on are some Rolodexes, okay? And so we did together come out with, and these are offered at gslcuts.com right now, okay? So I'm going to put that in the comments. So make sure you check this out. She has all sorts. If you're doing Rolodexes or whatever Rolodex art, then you're going to want to check these out. Lots of different fun shapes and a nice heavy weight. Great for painting, collaging, stamping, stenciling, mixed media, okay? All sorts of fun shapes. I won't go through every single one, but there's scallops, there's ovals, there's, we came up with some of these together, the little house shape I love. And if you get the house shape, then you're definitely going to want the arch because it fits really wonderfully together. Like so, if you can see that lined up behind. So all sorts of great shapes, but my favorite shapes are the burst, which again, we have, you know, sort of like a topper for a shrine, and then also the niche shape. Okay. And I think I have one here to share with you. If I can find it again. Show these to you because we are coming out with stackable ones. Now I don't have them listed yet, but please be watching for them because some of them are my signature shapes. She used my simple silhouette to make the Rolodexes with the staggered silhouettes. So, and then my houses, well, it's not mine, but I said, please do some with houses. So you can stagger them in different ways. They're going to come 3 in a pack. Now these are not available yet, but will be. All of the singles are available at GSL Cut. So go over there and see what she has, and then be watching for us here at ArtFoamies to list some of these because they're fresh and fresh off the press. Okay. And I was looking for the niche shapes. Here they are. So this is the standard one. Okay. And then this is how they'll come. And it's just great because you can make them, you know, stair step and put them, you know, in your Rolodex, and you're going to still be seeing the ones behind. So I love, love, love this idea. Same with the silhouette shapes. You can do them side by side. So super fun. And I'm just tickled about all these options. And this is what I've been sharing and wanted to show. And I know many of you probably saw these posted because I did share them on Instagram, share them on Facebook, because of course, you know, I'm using the Frida stamps from the Frida collection. So this one is Young Frida by Danita Art. And then I did use my own Frida votive. Just if you can tell how I use that, here's the stamp right here. Okay. So I use just the top and I double stamp the sides. Okay. And then we did use just scrapbook paper on the back. And I just love the way it turned out. And then again, for those of you who love the Super Sculpey, this is my first dimensional Rolodex card that I've done like that. So that's kind of fun. And then again, using it, Keisha's right on there with that shape, follows it along perfectly, just almost like it was meant to be, right? So there you have it. Those are coming up again. Well, these are all at gslcuts.com. So if you're Rolodexing, you're going to want to get your hands on some of these. And then the other stackable ones will be coming soon. Okay. Last but not least, I know I've been keeping you here for a while, and we do have our after party. I do want to show you a couple things we put in the shop by request. Okay. Oh, Pam, thank you. That's so nice. I wish the same thing because I do. I have so many friends and family who really go through it, you know. All right. So had a few requests for some things. So of course I have to do it when we're talking about stuff. So I want to show you a few new ArtFoamies in the house. These are not part of the Frida Fiesta. Okay. So these are just random new ArtFoamies, and I have to show you because it's ArtFoamies Fun Fridays. So first of all, this does not have to really do with Frida, but another artist that I love, Gustav Klimt, who inspired one of my collections, the Gus K collection, and this is called Gus's Party. If you're familiar with the collection and with that stamp, it's rather large. It's about 6 by 8. I had a special request to make it smaller, more card size. So I did that. I'll stamp that for you. And I really love it. I'm surprised that I didn't do it honestly sooner, But I think because I also, excuse me, I also have it in a rubber stamp at Rubber Moon. So this is nice and in between both the sizes, okay? The large is like 6x8. The small Rubber Moon stamp, well, you can see it. I have it here. It's about, you know, not less than half the size. So this is a nice in between. And I'm going to just use my rainbow pad here. It's pretty loaded up. And that's pretty strong, but we'll go ahead with it anyway. Cindy, you're so sweet. Amy, thank you. I love the niches too. I really do. Of course, if I wanted the ink, intensity to match, I should have reloaded it. But I think it's great. Makes a great card. Just boop, boop, and immediate background, right? And again, that's Gus's Party now in a smaller size. Okay. A couple others that do have to do with the Frida collection, but are not part of the Frida collection. I have to be honest, I have been wanting to do sort of an anatomical heart for a while anyway. So a couple people had asked me about this heart, doing it separately. So I did it a couple different ways, and I'm so excited about this, and I want to show you why. So here is part one. It's coming as a set of 3, and I will show you the reason why. Okay, so here you have the largest sort of an open heart. Okay, I'm going to spritz it with a little water. I'm going to take my Derwent stick just for ease of use right now. Okay, I'm just going to smush a little color on there. Do a darker color up top. And of course, you know, I could also be taking some other color, maybe some green or whatever, and filling some of this in here and there, you know, putting some other colors down if I want to. Spritz it again a little bit and smush in some other color, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Yes, I just took the heart that I designed for my Frida silhouette and basically made it a little bit bigger. It's still in the reverse, okay? So it has all that open space, and I didn't get the greatest stamping right there. That's okay. I can overstamp if I really feel the need. Let me just fix up that edge a little bit. Okay, so then I also designed the opposite to fit inside. All right, so, and I love this piece. Oh my gosh, I'm very excited about this stamp. All this stuff is just so, it inspires me so much, and it really gets me thinking about, you know, design and being able to use these for different, you know, for different applications. So here, again, you can kind of line it up. Try to make it easy to line it up pretty well. Now it's going to still off stamp a little bit, but that's okay because it's still having some of that white space still looks really nice. I can now also just take my thirsty brush, or, you know, sort of a wet watercolor brush, because this is all water soluble. So I'll just pull some of that color to fill in my heart. And what's funny, so what kind of inspired this whole thing too, I do want to show you. This is a painting I did of Frida many years ago. Okay, this, I think in around 2012. I just had graduated, or maybe I was still in school. I can't really remember, but this is inspired by her headpiece that I painted on here many moons ago. Okay, so I love that kind of shape and the, I don't know, the sort of free fun. You can see how I have the whites behind there. So it's sort of similar if I did that. Now this is in watercolor or watercolor stick. So if I did it in acrylic, I could get a very similar look to this. Okay. So then, but the other thing that I love about this, you can use this on some of your other Fridas. So here, oh gosh, where's my big, looking for my big Megan Quinlan. And, you know, I'm so upset because I had everything right here, all organized and all ready for tonight. See, I even put it in a special box, and I still can't find the big one. Oh, my God. I must have taken it out to do something. And, oh, here, wait, no, that's not her either. Hold on. Here she is. All right. Let's get her. I think it actually fit on both, but I think that it really will go on this nice large one. Let's go ahead and just using a little of my graphite stick. Got a hair on here. A cat hair. What a surprise. Huh. Yeah, the cat moved it. Oh, Reenie, thank you so much. All right. I don't know how good this is gonna. Oh yeah, it's okay. And her hair's a little wonky, but that's okay. You can fix that up pretty easily with just a little swoosh of your brush. And it doesn't matter because we're going to stamp the flower crown right over the top. Let me just, and I don't know what color. Let's just squish some color on here. And, you know, this is something you could also use. Oh gosh, if I was going to go over the top of something like this, I might use white gesso. Like Cindy was saying, very mixed media. So yes, you know, that would be great. But you can see here, and it's sort of funny because it's almost like the same exact shape. And I did not, you know, like, oh my gosh, it fits so great. Anyway, I wanted you to see that. But the other thing that I thought when I was doing this, and I really want to try it, okay, just for grins and giggles while we're here. And then I'm going to let you go because I know I'm keeping you a long time for ArtFoamies Fun Friday tonight. And like I said, we have an after party to go to. So I just want to try this really, I don't know. I see something else here and I want to try to go with it. All right. Now this is not necessarily how I would do this, but let me cover this up. And I'm going to actually, so I'm going to do something really crazy now. I'm going to take, oh yes, just call me crazy. A little burnt sienna. And let's get this brush here. All right, so, you know, this is just a really rough, because I was seeing this when I was stamping it, and I said, oh my gosh, I just have to try it. All right, so you could obviously use another stamp if you want to. If you enjoy creating faces, then you can just... And this is wet. I'm using a Stabilo because I knew it would work okay on the wet gesso and stuff, but so I don't know if you all saw that. I was seeing that. And so you could use it for the face shape if you don't need or want the heart. And you know me, I love trying to find other ways to use my ArtFoamies, okay, and just be creative with it. So I saw that and I wanted to try it. And that, my friends, is ArtFoamies Fun. The third piece in the set, okay, I'm getting to it. I know, Patty, thanks for asking because you know me. I would have forgotten. It's just a tiny heart. It is the reverse. So if you do want to stamp her, and I'm sorry for not including it in the original, in her, but it doesn't, for one thing, she's limited edition. This is not. And I do think I really wanted this for, I'm not going to lie, for my Rolodexies, because the other day, Linda Finney, when we were talking about this, she said, oh my gosh, that heart on one of the Rolodexies would be amazing on the ones that are like this, okay? The silhouette. You could stamp this heart right here. Oh, I'm so excited about that, right? So let me stamp her for you really quick. I'm not going to do the face and all that. I'm just going to stamp her. In fact, let's do it in something in black graphite again, just so you can see the contrast. Hopefully this is my darker graphite. And I might like to wipe this face out just a little bit so that later I could go back in and do my own little drawing or whatever in there, or stamping. But for now, we'll just do this. Needs an ear. Oh, yeah. Linda, okay, I'll give her an ear. Or maybe I'll just give her more flowers over there, right? So many of you inspired these. I want you to know. So you can't say, oh gosh, coming out with more ArtFoamies again, because a lot of you say, oh, this would be cool. Ooh, we should do this. You should do this. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I will take your opinion and advice. And maybe something, I probably should have used something a little bit brighter. So let me go just back over that with a little bit of white. Let me get some white, because I want that to stand out. All right, so again, doesn't line up perfect, but it lines up well enough to, it'll give you a little bit of that offset, which looks pretty nice. Ta-da! And if you don't want it, you can finesse it, and, paint it in if it's too much white, or, go back in and just smush around with your brush, and some of the, brighter colors I think would be nice, but you get the idea, and I think it's pretty fun. And that's it. That's all I have for you tonight, my friends, for ArtFoamies Fun. Let's see. I can't think if there's anything else I have for, to tell you, but just please remember that next week there's not going to be any ArtFoamies Fun Friday or after party. Please keep us in your thoughts. I definitely will be checking in, and don't forget about us. Oh, anyway, I'm going to turn the camera back around so I could say goodnight, and thank you all so much for coming to ArtFoamies Fun Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay sane, stay makey, and I will see you a week from this coming Friday, okay? But I'll be checking in, so have a great one. Thanks again, and if you're going to the after party, I'll see you in a couple minutes. Bye.